and humid early August afternoon here in Los Angeles as we get you set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. It's the rubber match today, and we welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Great to have you with us. Hope your weekend's going well. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. The Cubs have now played 3 extra inning games already this week. They won 1 and have dropped the last 2. Last night, a 5-2 defeat in 12.
Entertaining ball game. Cubs got the early lead. Dodgers came back and on. We went to bullpens for both clubs. Were really good. Here's how the scoring got started. Starlin Castro delivering an RBI base hit to center field to get Chris Coughlin home.
Matt Kemp with a 2-run homer. He has been red hot as of late, and that gave the Dodgers the lead, but the Cubs were able to come back in the 7th inning. Been a tough year for Junior Lake, but doing what he does best, he bunts his way on, and that set it up for Alcantara a big night.
Watch the ball jump off Alcantara's bat here. Little guy, but plenty of power, driving that ball almost out of the ballpark the opposite way. He had a very nice night last night, as did the Cubs bullpen. As a matter of fact, the bullpen of late has been outstanding. Over the last 7 games, they have fashioned a 1.47 ERA, so everybody getting in on the act last night. A lot of strikeouts. Blake Parker, good. And then ultimately the loser, though, a little hanging breaking ball there to Hanley Ramirez in the bottom half of the 12th. Ball game over.
That's a 3-run homer. It came with 2 outs. The first career game-ending homer for Ramirez. So the Dodgers now have won 7 of their last 8. They lead the National League West by 3.5 games, and we've played almost 24 hours of baseball this week. We'll get into the pitching matchup when we come back. For the Dodgers, a guy who threw a no-hitter earlier this year, and for the Cubs, a former Dodger. Chicago Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Well, the Cubs fill-in guys, Tsuyoshi Wada and Kyle Hendricks, have been pretty good since the trade of Samardzija and Hamill.
Yeah, indeed they have. A couple of rookies, albeit a little bit of an unconventional one with Wada. He's 33 years of age after a long career in Japan. Kyle Hendricks, 24 years of age, has been really good the last 3 times he's taken the ball. Combined 3 earned runs in 12 2/3 innings here in this series at Dodger Stadium.
And a couple of veteran right-handers who've been at it for a while. Jackson, originally a Dodger. Josh Beckett, lots of postseason postseason success, but has battled some injuries.
Yeah, it's been a year-long struggle for Edwin Jackson. You look at the numbers from his last start, and Josh Beckett's been good most of the year, but in recent starts he's really struggled. The Braves knocked him around pretty good the last time out.
Chris Valaika will get the start at short. Starlin Castro out of the lineup for the first time here in 2014. It's our final game in the state of California here in 2014. Cubs and Dodgers next.
She never knew that there was anything more than gold. What in the world was your plan?
TV is brought to you by Xfinity, your home to the most live sports. If you wondered what a Gold Glove looks like, that's it.
That's a pretty neat display down at the bottom of the ballpark as you make your way to the elevator. And that's a whole lot. That's Steve Garvey down there in the end.
That's Dawes. Time spent in Los Angeles. We continue to highlight some L.A. tunage here on WGN this weekend as the Dodgers take the field behind veteran right-hander Josh Beckett. Hot and humid. We had a lot of rain late last night. We played through it as the Dodgers took game 2. Cubs winning game 1, 8-2 on Friday. And let's check out Rick Renteria's Cubs lineup, brought to you by Mazda. And a 2014 Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. Chris Coughlin hot as of late. He's in the leadoff spot with Alcantara, the rookie, moving down to number 2. Rizzo, Valbuena in the cleanup spot with no Starlin Castro. Ryan Sweeney is in center. Chris Valaika, the L.A. native, with his second straight start since coming up from Iowa. Nate Scherholtz plays right. John Baker, the catcher, and former Dodger Edwin Jackson does the pitching.
Dodgers in the field. Andre Ethier gets his first start of the weekend. He's in left. Puig returns to center. He was held out yesterday, had a little bit of a tender or tight hamstring. Matt Kemp is in right field. Infield is Uribe, Ramirez, Turner, and Adrian Gonzalez, who also was held out of the lineup last night with a bruised knee. Drew Butera, very good defensively behind the plate. And on the mound, the veteran right-hander Josh Beckett, 34 years of age. Seems like he should be older. He's been around a good long while. The Cubs have not seen him since 2005. He's 6-5 this year with the .274. He's added a no-hitter to his sparkling resume. 138 career wins against 105 losses and a career ERA of 3.87.
Let's get the umpires for you. That's David Rackley behind the plate. Brian Gorman's the crew chief at first. Kudos to him for not delaying the game last night. He very easily could have, as we got to extras, as it continued to rain. Jim Wolf at second, and Chicago native Tony Randazzo over at third. It's hot and very steamy. 52% humidity, but feels like South Florida. Talking with the great Vince Scully before the game, he said this weather is kind of like it is in the East in the summer, but not very California-like.
No.
But they definitely needed the rain.
Yeah, most players really look forward to coming to California this time of year because it is so hot everywhere else to get a little break.
So we're underway. Big Josh Beckett doesn't throw nearly as hard as he once did.
Nope.
Still very effective when he's healthy. He has been on the disabled list 17 times in his career. This year, right thumb contusion and a left hip impingement. The hip is the biggest issue he has, and I was talking with him the other day. He said something that basically bothers him every day. His getting out of bed has been an issue. Then again, I deal with that every day.
That's a
and I don't have any sort of hip problem.
Tough to clear your head and pitch through the pain if indeed he's dealing with that kind of an issue. As a kid, he had all those blister problems.
Yeah, it was a big issue for him when he was with Florida. Tons of postseason success. We'll get into that later. 3-1 the count on the leadoff man Coghlan. And he drives this one out toward the alley in right center, and it's going to roll to the barrier. Puig quickly gets to it, keeps Coghlan to a double.
Well, he was the best in the league in terms of batting average in the month of July, and he's been really good here to start August as well. Doubled in the first inning last night, batting second in the lineup, and then scored on a Castro base hit. Cubs got the early lead, and they have a chance to do it again here this afternoon. All fastballs from Beckett, trying to establish that, just trying to work that fastball down around the knees. And Coghlan able to elevate it and drive it into the alley in right center. Beckett in his prime, mid-90s fastball, just absolute knee-buckling curveball. He still has a good curve. They throw a lot of cut fastballs now, and he has a changeup as well.
The switch hitting Alcantara, who had been in the leadoff spot the last 4 days, now batting second.
Deeper look at Josh Beckett. His whip 1.13, better than league average, which is 1.27. Same for that on base plus slugging against. League right around 700 in that statistic. He's still better than league average with strikeouts despite the diminished stuff. Ramirez
sinker
sneaking in behind Coghlan there as Beckett delivered the pitch. So Alcantara in a wide open hole on the left side of the infield.
It's interesting to watch guys like Beckett and Burnett going back to their early big league days in Florida. They like to blow it by people, but you see sinkers now more from these veterans. That's a really good one. That's just not a pitch you saw from him in 2003, 4, 5. A lot of four-seam fastballs up in the zone with the curve, as you mentioned.
Yeah, they played that power game. Part of that lineage out of Texas is hard-throwing right-handers. Ryan and Clemens and Kerry Wood, Josh Beckett, part of that mix. But yeah, now he's got to be a little more creative.
Look at Coghlan. And Chris started for third, and Dodger defenders yelling at the pitcher, step off. Trying to time his delivery to the plate.
Interesting, with nobody out in the inning and a left-handed batter up, that's obviously a high-risk steal of third base he was contemplating. And now Beckett quick pitches him.
I think Alcantara missed it. He did, and Coghlan will now take third. Ball in and out of the glove of Butera, the catcher.
Wow, what a break.
It'll be a passed ball charge to the Dodger catcher. He just whiffed.
They both did. That was an invisible. Alcantara couldn't bunt it. Butera couldn't catch it.
So Uribe will play even with a bag at third. Looks like everybody else back, including Gonzalez over there at first. Cubs trying to grab an early lead. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the first out. Well, October's been a good month for Josh Beckett. 7-3 lifetime. How about this, JD? 3 complete game shutouts and 13 postseason starts. World Series MVP in 03 with Florida. ALCS MVP with Boston in 07. Mordecai Brown, Whitey Ford also with 3 complete game shutouts. Christy Mathewson, the leader in that category, with 4. Foul tip, strike 1 on Rizzo.
You know, Rick Renteria had him when Rick was managing in the Marlins organization. He had Beckett as a Double-A player, and Josh was, I think, 20 at the time. And Renteria said, yeah, you could see it then. He was the kind of kid that would really rise to the occasion if challenged.
Made his big league debut against the Cubs as Rizzo sends this one down the line. Fair. Rizzo on his way to second. He better hurry. Safe. I don't know why, but he didn't get out of the box. Didn't think that ball was going to land fair, and he just beat the throw. It's 1-0 Cubs.
That's always the danger, the compounded sin. You know, you don't bust it out of the box because you're watching the ball hoping it's going to be fair, and then you feel like, ooh, I better make up for that, and then put yourself at risk. Fortunately, he was able to make it to second base.
Gets his 60th RBI of the year, and it's 1-0.
Got away with it.
So 2 doubles in the inning, and here's Valbuena in the cleanup spot. Weird to see anybody other than Starlin Castro gets a day off. He did have 3 more hits last night. Starlin was 6 in the series, but he has shown signs here recently, and I can't imagine why. The Cubs have only played 3 extra inning games this week of fatigue. So with the off day tomorrow in Denver, Ricky deciding let's give him 2 full days.
Yeah,
I think it's the right time.
Well, it's interesting because he's had a nice weekend here, but you know, on the homestand there, yeah, the bat was dragging, the body was dragging a little bit. A chance to double up with a scheduled off day tomorrow. But, you know, Renteria told one anecdote in particular about Beckett. He said, you know, he gave up a home run, and the kid kind of styled it around the bases a little bit. And he said the next time the kid came up, he went 96, 97, 98. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, have a seat. And it blew it right by him.
Two misses. He was reminiscing recently about his big league debut. September 4th of 01, he beat the Cubs 6 innings, no runs. He retired Sammy Sosa 3 times. He struck him out in that game. He didn't remember striking out Sammy.
Well, he's made a lot of pitches since then. 2,047 career innings. 331 starts.
From Spring, Texas, near Houston. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 outs.
Always been able to spin that curveball.
So double strikeout, and it brings up Ryan Sweeney.
Showed you in the open the numbers on Beckett from his last start, but that's not an isolated incident. That's been kind of the norm of late. His previous start, he allowed 4 runs in 3 2/3 innings. 2 starts prior to that, 5 earnings in 5 innings. 6.50 ERA in July for Beckett in 4 starts. And last time out against the Braves, a no decision. The game the Dodgers ultimately won 8-4, but he got hit hard. 9 hits, 4 walks, 4 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings.
Yeah, if you look at his season, it feels like he's either been just lights out or has given up 4 or 5. Not a lot of in between. He has had 8 starts this year in which he has allowed 0 earned runs. He's had 6 starts in which he's allowed at least 4. A 1-2 to Sweeney, and he stays alive.
Sweeney, just one of a handful of Cub hitters who have faced Beckett in the past. Ryan 3 out of 10 in his career against Beckett.
Knocked down by Butera. His second straight start for A.J. Ellis.
Very nimble, very athletic behind the plate.
Full count, 3-2. Valaika on deck. So all the outs, strikeouts here for Beckett, but the Cubs get a run on a couple of doubles with the Dodgers coming up against Edwin Jackson. Home runs, Kemp with a 2-run shot, and Ramirez won it in the 12th. Justin Turner in for D. Gordon, who's just said he needed a day. Yasiel Puig back in the lineup after coming out early on Friday. Same for Adrian Gonzalez. Both guys pinch hit last night. There's Ramirez in the cleanup spot. Matt Kemp in right. Andre Ethier, first start for him in 10 games. Uribe at third. Butera at the catcher position. Beckett pitching. Walking in L.A. Sorry, I had to throw that in there.
That sound effect. Coughlin, Sweeney, Shearholtz. Big outfield here to cover. That's their duty today. Valbuena, Valaika, the killer V's on the left side of the infield. Valaika making his first start at short this year. He's played there a few times as a big leaguer. Alcantara Rizzo on the right side. John Baker behind the plate, hoping to put down the right numbers for Edwin Jackson, who's 5-11 with a 5.79 ERA through 22 starts. It's the highest ERA in the National League among pitchers with enough innings to qualify.
First pitch swinging, Justin Turner. He's had what I call a Craig Counsell series. 3 games, 3 starts at different positions. Third, first, and today second.
Got to have those guys.
Yep.
And he handles the bat pretty good too, hitting better than 300. Doesn't hit for a lot of power. He's had a lot of good at bats in this series. Turner 2 out of 5 in the ball game yesterday, kind of favoring the right side. Hit a couple balls to right field for base hits. Let's go deeper on Edwin. That whip is also the highest in the National League in the OPS as well. Walking too many. It's been a struggle. Left-handers really doing a lot of damage against Edwin, but you know, he takes the ball every 5th day with a mindset that today's the day he's going to turn it around, and that's all you can do.
Waste to right. It's going to get to the wall for Turner, who starts the Dodger first with a double, just like Coughlin did in the top.
Turner staying with that off-field approach. Worked so far and does again here in the bottom of the first. Leadoff double for Turner, and Jackson immediately into the chute.
Well, you have alluded to it a few times this year. The bottom line, he's giving up too many line drives. Just too much hard contact. That's the simple statistical answer.
High batting average against, high line drive rate, too many walks.
Yasiel Puig. And I have to say, what we've seen in a small sample size this weekend, he's a good center fielder. And he has pounced on everything. He's gotten the ball back in quickly. Yes, there are times he's probably going to throw it to the backstop. Yes, there are going to be times when he tries to score with his team down 7 runs, as he did Friday. But he's hitting .441 since the All-Star break.
That's to hit himself with the bat too.
You don't seem to get a lot of middle of the road answers when you talk to people about Puig, because he's an extreme type player. So you're going to get a lot of people who say, man, I love the energy, I love the skill set, but there's some things he does.
Yeah, and I think, you know, net, would I want him on my club? Absolutely. But you know, you keep trying though. You keep trying to chip away at those flaws and just try to convince him that he could be even that much better if he's able to tighten up some of those mental mistakes he makes.
Well, you and I have talked a lot about this concept of, you know, how hard do you push as a staff, as a teammate, to get him to calm down in the right situations while not taking away the proper aggressiveness in other situations. It's really tricky. The 3-0, he shows bunt, takes a strike.
Well, there's a lot of Puig shirts in the stands, I'll tell you that much. They love him here.
He's ridiculously entertaining to watch. He's one of those rare guys you can't take your eyes off him on a baseball field. And you mentioned Dodgers and Angels coming up this week. That'll be fun. Puig and Trout. Diving stop. Valbuena throw to first. Not in time. And Puig really had to stretch to beat it out, and he's hurt.
Yeah, well, he came out of the ball game the other night with a little bit of a tight hammy. Well, maybe he's not hurt. Maybe he's just reacting to it.
Well, he came up very cautiously after that long last step to get the infield hit.
He's got a bunch of infield hits, and here's another one. Valbuena quickly to his feet, does everything he can, but scooting down the line. He'd make a pretty good linebacker.
Well, we've mentioned it before. Oh, that did not look fun.
That's a lot of force. That big man at that rate of speed going into the bag.
If you've got a little nagging injury and you're a Dodger outfielder, you're probably trying to hide it from your manager. Because there are guys knocking on the door every single day to get in that lineup as Gonzalez bounces foul. Today, Crawford and Van Slyke on the bench.
You more typically see it with Wellington Castile behind the plate, but this would be a time to look for an opportunity to sneak in behind Puig with Rizzo there at first base. Play that Castillo's and Rizzo have pulled off 3 or 4 times this year.
Gonzalez crutches one to deep right center, and it's off the wall. Turner will advance. It's going to be a single. Turner wasn't sure if Scherholtz was going to catch it. Gonzalez a little befuddled as to how he ended up with a 1-base hit, but they're loaded with nobody out.
Man, that's a bad read by Turner. That ball was crushed. Thought it was going to fly out of the ballpark. I didn't think there was a chance anybody was going to catch this ball. Turner apparently did. See Turner's read right there. Ball's in the air. He breaks back to second base. Well, Scherholtz was really deep. I guess better safe than sorry, but probably should have scored. Probably will, but probably should have already.
Now last night's hero, Hanley Ramirez, he won the game with a 3-run homer in the 12th. One of his 3 hits on the night. Ground ball, backhanded by Alcantara. Valleca the turn, so the Dodgers do get that run, but Ramirez gets into a 4-6-3. So Turner not scoring pretty significant because Gonzalez might end up at second and no double play there. It probably should be 2-1.
Elevated fastball hit on the ground. The mound takes a little bite out of it. Alcantara there to start the double play, and that's huge. Swings they were getting and the way this inning was developing, you thought, man, they're going to put a 3 spot on the board. Now, Edwin's got a chance to get out of there, having allowed just the 1.
So a 1-1 tie. Here's Kemp. Runner at third. It's Puig. And outside for a ball. Jackson, a 6th rounder of the Dodgers back in 01 out of Columbus, Georgia. He was drafted as an outfielder, eventually converted to the mound in 2002 full time. Only logged 26 innings as a high school pitcher. He was a utility infielder who played mostly short. Scouts saw him make some strong throws to some bases from center during his senior year. Used him as a pitcher / DH before eventually becoming a full-time pitcher. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
One of the best in the league since the All-Star break is Matt Kemp. 367, about 100 points better than what he was prior to the break. He and Puig have been carrying a big share of the load here for the Dodgers in the second half.
Kick in the 1-2, a slider in the dirt, knocked down by John Baker. Two is bounced to third. Valbuena will throw to first to end the inning. The Dodgers tie it up at 1. One of the highlights of Lollapalooza in Chicago this weekend. LA's Foster the People. Hashtag WGN Cubs. That's a shot of our producer, Mark Brady. John Reynolds, our fine stage manager. Doug Stanton, our associate producer, on the right. This is Doug's final week with us here at WGN Sports. Heading off to Vandy.
He's going to be a Commodore? Is that there?
Yes. He's going to be the new president of Vanderbilt, I'm told.
And run that whole operation down there.
We wish Doug the best as Chris Valaika hits one hard foul. Now he's staying in the television business, but can't thank him for enough for all the hard work over the years, and we'll get him for a few more games this week. One and one on the newest Cub. 1 for 3 last night. Not sure if Puig forgot how many outs there were or just nursing whatever the leg issue he has, but he didn't really run hard from third to home on what ended up being a routine ground out. One got away from Beckett. 3-1.
And this badly with the last two.
Beckett really has that drop and drive, doesn't he?
Old school. That was the classic power pitcher's approach he had. That drop and drive delivery, high fastballs, and sharp down breaking curveballs. 12-6 on the clock. He dropped his arm angle a little bit on that one.
Came back on short rest, game 6 of the 03 World Series. Went the distance, shut out the Yankees. Jack McKeon said, I don't care about game 7, I want game 6. Put the kid out there, and he came through, and he won the MVP of the World Series as Valaika strikes out.
So, Cub fans, if you want to manage the game along with Ricky Renteria, log on to the WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you watch from home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. They have pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Beckett shut out the Cubs game 5 of the NLCS and hit 100 on the radar gun that day. People may forget he threw 4 innings of relief in game 7. One and one on Nate Scherholtz. That ball crushed, but he hit it foul. Interesting, they've turned the lights on here on, I would call at least partly sunny day.
Yeah.
Not mostly.
Maybe somebody bumped into the switch by mistake. Yeah. Reaching up into the closet to get a bottle of something.
Maybe Chevy Chase or Clark Griswold is hanging out here. A lot of celebrities this weekend.
Front runners, or I mean celebrities. People that care about the Dodgers. There's a couple rookies who have done their share. Good work by Hendricks and Wada. Not just this weekend, but overall.
All the outs have been strikeouts for Josh Beckett, 5 and counting. Cubs will celebrate the 80s next weekend. The Tampa Bay Rays and Milwaukee Brewers come in for a 7-gamer. Make sure to visit WrigleyField100.com for all the planned 80s festivities. For tickets, go to Cubs.com today. This will not be a strikeout, but it should be an out as Baker on the first pitch flies to Puig. 1-1 our score in the second. JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 36 years. To join up, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Nobody's walking. Giants with a win today in New York, now 3 back of the Dodgers. 9-0 the final. Hunter Pence had 2 home runs. Madison Bumgarner was terrific. A 2-hit shutout. Beat Bartolo Colon. Still has 199 career wins.
Not really good allocation of their assets to score all those runs when Bumgarner only needed 1.
You want me to tell Bruce Bochy?
Yeah, tell Bochy needs to tighten that up a little bit.
Fouled back by Ethier. Let's look at the NL West. Top heavy to say the least. Hey, it's a party of the century as well, in case you're wondering.
Party on, Garth. Dodgers 3 games better than the Giants with their win today. Everybody else battling for 3rd place. Dodgers one of just 2 teams in the National League that you'll find in the top 5 in runs scored and ERA. So it's a good balanced club. They pitch well. They score plenty of runs. Got speed at the top with D. Gordon. He's not in there today, but he's been quite a weapon for him.
2-1 to Ethier's tap foul. He has hit .305 in his career against righties.
Dodgers 4th in the league in runs scored, 3rd in ERA. The other team you can find in the top 5 rankings in both those categories, the Washington Nationals.
Jackson winless in his last 7 starts. More than due for a good one today. Good numbers for Ethier against him.
Well, you know, he got a nice little break there in the 1st inning. Turner only moved up 1 base on that ball off the wall, and then he got a big double play. If that can be a little bit of a springboard for him here.
Well, the off day comes at a good time tomorrow with all the bullpen Ricky Renteria has had to use this week. 16 innings Tuesday, 10 on Wednesday, 12 more last night. There's a 3-2 and a swing and a miss, strike 3.
Well, here's what we're talking about, the party of the century. We're going to celebrate the 80s on the next homestand Friday. 3:05 first pitch. The Rays are in town. That'll be fun. First 10,000 fans at the ballpark will receive an illuminating first night game Rick Sutcliffe bobblehead presented by Las Vegas. This is the 8th of 10 special Wrigley Field bobblehead giveaways. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets. Thank you, Las Vegas.
Juan Uribe swats one foul.
It's rare that a giveaway is sponsored by a city.
That means it's a really good giveaway. Alcantara will surround the throw to first. Out! What a play by Alcantara. From second base, he made a play a lot of shortstops would have to make.
Boy, how slick is this play? Alcantara with a big night with the bat last night. He shaded that way, but still, this is pretty slick. Backhand picked and long throw back across the body. Oh, that's pretty. That is smooth.
Utara, for his last 12. A.J. Ellis has been bothered by a sore right knee. Good slider there from Jackson. 1-1. By the way, do we think Alcantara can play short? I think that play right there.
He's got plenty of arm, doesn't he?
Tells you. That's why you like shortstops. Can move those guys around. They've got range. They've got an arm.
Oh, where's that one? It's been off outside a little bit. Let's check our Xfinity pitch tracks. Yeah, just a little off the edge. I was looking at Baker. I wasn't looking at home plate.
Deep to left, Coghlan twisting and over his head. I don't think he ever really got a good look at it. And Butera with a double.
After missing with the slider, they threw him a challenge fastball. Butera, who did not hit the ball out of the infield in the game last night, crushes this one.
Here's Beckett. He's hitting 184 on the year. And he takes a strike. So misplay by Coghlan. Unfortunately, it's the pitcher. He can swing it a little bit. He's got 3 career homers. One and two on Beckett. Here it comes.
Got a lot of room to operate out there. He'll get a good secondary lead. Sherholtz will have a shot at him on a line drive to right. Nate's very shallow, as he should be with Beckett up there.
Going outside.
Beckett might hit it over the outfielder's head on the pull side, but he's not likely to drive it over on Sherholtz's head out there and right. Whoop.
Backhanded by Valbuena. And he throws to first in plenty of time. Alcantara with a terrific defensive gem. And it's 1-1 after 2.
Josh Beckett, despite not having the overpowering fastball anymore, finding another way to get it done. 5 strikeouts already. Of the 6 outs he has recorded, he's done it in a lot of different ways. Curveball, slider, good change up there to get Shearholtz. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? John Baker got the win in relief the other night, scored the game-winning run in the 16th inning. In the 27th minute of the 6th hour. Actually, it was the 7th hour. We had already completed 6 hours.
Longest game in terms of time, franchise history for both the Cubs and the Rockies.
Cubs traded Emilio Bonifacio and James Russell to Atlanta. Saw Kyle Hendricks return home and pick up the impressive victory on Friday night, and then the long 12-inning affair last night.
Plus it rained in Southern California.
And it rained, which it never does.
No, never.
Yeah, when you talk to Jaime Jarrín and Vin Scully and they tell you what we saw last night never happens here, that means something because they've been here a while.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1 swing and a miss. On a cutter.
Yeah, they do have a tarp.
It's actually in the outfield behind the wall out there.
These guys are like, I don't know what to do with this.
There's Jaime Jarrín. Ford C. Frick Award winner, base hit, Edwin Jackson. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Great to have you with us today from Los Angeles. It's a rubber match. Cubs and the Dodgers. Off to Colorado Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Conklin went up there cheating fastball, and Beckett threw him a good changeup. All right, you got 2 more to work with. What Henry Aaron said, biggest part of hitting was guessing along with the pitcher. The rest is just a matter of putting a good swing on it.
0-2. Over a bit low on a fastball. The Reds beat the Marlins in Miami 7-3. Billy Hamilton with 3 runs. Todd Frazier had 4 hits. Cincinnati wins 3 out of 4 in that set.
Starting to come out of their slumber a little bit. 15 hits today.
They'll now head to Cleveland. Alfredo Simon will pitch tomorrow. 0-3 since the All-Star break. And remember, he was an All-Star.
Well, they'll face a tired bullpen. The Rangers and the Indians are now in the 12th. And the NL Central, tight bunch. It's going to be a great race. Brewers and the Cardinals are playing this weekend. I think they split the first two of that series.
Well, they're in the ninth now. 3-2 St. Louis. To center, where Puig will make the grab. Saturday, August 9th, 3:05. Cubs take on Joe Maddon's Tampa Bay Rays. And the first 10,000 fans get Cubs retro headphones presented by Athletic Physical Therapy. That's Athletico. Visit Cubs.com to purchase your tickets today. Alcantara, strikeout victim, his first time up, and the curve is at the knees.
In that St. Louis Milwaukee game, John Lackey made his Cardinal debut. 7 innings of 2-run baseball. Matt Garza, 6 innings of 1-hit scoreless baseball for the Brewers.
Spinner blocked by Butera.
I think this is the early book on Alcantara now, is that struggles a little bit with the off speed stuff. Better on the fastball. See if he's able to adjust.
Up and in. Broken bat liner to Gonzalez. Nice job by Edwin Jackson to get back to the bag. That was a ball that ends up being a double play more often than not.
Yeah, the ability to freeze and then scramble back, and maybe a position player has a little bit bigger secondary lead and is more vulnerable, but still a good read by Jackson.
Now Rizzo with that RBI double in the first inning. He has hit in 8 in a row and in 18 of his last 19 games. Been really consistent here lately. The way he's going right now, JD, with a couple of months left, he could hit 300.
Sure.
It's a little tougher to really move that batting average a lot late in the year, but at 288, very much in reach. That would be a nice accomplishment for a guy who hit 233 last year.
Didn't get a change up here. That's 242. 1 year ago.
Three and one. And he walked him. First walk issued by Beckett. Now the Cubs Ford upcoming schedule. We'll have the series and road trip finale here on WGN Thursday at 2 o'clock Central. Cubs and the Rockies. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. The Rockies have dropped 3 in a row. That was at least going into their game today, and they got shut out. They've lost 4 straight. Tigers beat them as Anibal Sanchez struck out 12. See, Tyler Matzik really struggled yesterday. Feels like that series in Chicago really messed up their pitching, as you can imagine.
Yeah, they had to call a kid up to make the emergency start because they'd used Matzik out of the bullpen in the 16-inning game. It's Travis Wood, Brett Anderson on Tuesday, and then Arrieta and Hendricks work Wednesday, Thursday. Right now, the Rocky starters for those 2 games are listed as to be announced.
Luis needs a second. That one really stung. Ready to dig in again.
He's still in pain. Hobbling out of the box after that check swing on the high fastball. He's got a chance. He could go Kirk Gibson here.
He could. This would be the ballpark to do it.
Yeah.
The pitch outside.
And that backdoor breaking ball. Could have leaned out there and hit that one into the seats. Might get pulled out of that one a little bit. Kirk Gibson, the MVP in 1988. Despite not putting up huge numbers. I'm wondering if Valbuena is going to have to come out of this game.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, you know, does that force Ricky to put Castro in? What he might do if that happens is he can bring Lake or Ruggiano in, and he could play Coughlin over third. People forget he's played a fair amount of infield.
Or, you know, Lake.
Yeah,
played a lot of infield too, but I don't know if they're comfortable, really comfortable with either one of those guys.
They'd rather go Lake in the outfield, but hopefully he doesn't have to come out. Ball 4 to load him up. So the inning continues.
Well, Beckett getting a lot of swings and misses through the first 2 innings. And now the Cubs showing some patience, not going out of the zone, forcing him to work hard. He's now thrown 63 pitches. 2 outs here in the 3rd. To pick 2 candidates to walk in this Cub lineup, that would be the guys that just did, Rizzo and Valbuena.
Strike to Sweeney. Jackson at 3rd, Rizzo at 2nd, Valbuena at 1st. 1-1 tie here in the 3rd inning. Beckett really slowing it down here. There's runners on. Good cut by Ryan. 0-2.
League batting .221 against Josh Beckett this year. It's the 4th lowest batting average against in the league, and they're hitting .171 against him with men in scoring position.
Pitch. Low. Beckett strikes out Sweeney as the Cubs strand 3. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We're tied at 1.
Hello, Greg. How are you, son?
Just great.
Good.
Guess what? I'm pitching today.
You know how he feels before the game, don't you, Don? The old nerves twitching there?
Oh, listen, I'll tell you, when those butterflies start kicking you in the stomach, I don't know, I could hardly eat the day that I pitched.
Well, not me. For breakfast, I had hot cake, sausage, and a couple of eggs.
Yeah, but I bet the jitters really hit you when the fans start riding you, don't they?
Oh, and do they ride you? You know, it's funny. You're a hero 1 minute and a bum the next. You serve up a couple home run balls and, I don't know, you feel you want to sneak out of the ballpark.
I'll bet that never happened to you.
Oh, many times. I'll tell you, I used to keep a false beard and dark glasses in my locker. Oh, wow. Come on down, let's see something.
Hard to believe anybody ever booed Don Drysdale here. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's why he kept that false beard and glasses. Yeah, it was.
A lot of great cameos.
Routine for the LA athletes back in the day to appear on the TV shows. Drysdale appeared on the Rifleman once. Of course, the Rifleman, Chuck Connors, actually played in the Dodgers organization.
So Valbuena stays in and plays third. And Turner will lead off for LA. Double and a run in the first, but a bad read on a ball hit by Gonzalez, and he was only able to advance one, and that kind of set up the rest of the inning for Jackson, who got a double play ball and eventually got out of it with only one run allowed. Two and one the count. Foul tipped into the glove. Very bright day. Tell you, day games here when the sun is out at Dodger Stadium. There's not a lot of shade. A little bit under the pavilion out in the outfield seats.
And there's people hiding up there.
But that's it. We got these bright yellow seats here. That will land just foul. Ryan Gorman made the call.
In a sense, you could put three outfielders in right field for Turner with his approach.
Turner's from this area, born in Long Beach, went to Cal State Fullerton.
A little time with the Orioles in 2009 and 10. Nice run with the Mets. 117 games in 2011, the most he's played in the big leagues in any single season. Had 435 at bats that year.
Full count now with Puig on deck.
Turner, 268 lifetime hitter. Not a lot of power, valued, as we mentioned earlier, for his versatility.
And he just pokes that one out into right. Yeah, we see all the shifting against these pull hitters, right? And how about a shift where you put three infielders on the other side against a right-handed hitter?
Well, yeah, the difference being that they rarely hit the ball on the ground the other way.
Right.
You know, but would that be the next move, though, to see extreme shifting by the outfielders? Obviously, you know, the risks are greater. If you overshift in the infield and the guy hits one through, it's in all likelihood a single. If you make a dramatic shift in the outfield, you're giving up two, possibly three bases if the guy beats the shift.
Ball one on Puig.
Cubs have backed off some this year in terms of their infield deployment, not shifting as much. We've seen it here in this series with the Dodgers. They don't do a whole lot of it. See more shading than shifting. Maybe, you know, playing guys extreme pull but staying on the normal side of the infield.
Good lead over there by Turner, and the pitch to Puig misses in. 2 balls, no strikes. It's over in St. Louis. John Lackey gets the win. Trevor Rosenthal with his 34th save. 3-2 Cardinals get within a half game of the lead. Check that, within 1 game of the lead in the Central. Pirates started the day a game and a half out, so they're now 1 back as well. And they're trailing at Arizona 2-1 as they go to the 5th. Turner takes off. Puig shows bunt, takes the pitch. The throw to second is late.
It's the 3rd stolen base for Turner this year. He's 3 for 3. Cubs have not been good at shutting down the running game. Not good numbers for Baker, and base runners now 12 out of 15 with Edwin Jackson on the mound. He's showing bunt just to create a little diversion there.
Surprised Baker didn't maybe try to create a little contact as Puig kind of hung there.
Yeah, well, he kind of leaned. It looked like John was leaning a little bit towards Puig, hoping to get some contact.
The 3-1 on the way. He's hit on the ground to the right side. That will get Turner to third as Puig is out at first.
Wrigleyville Rooftops has premier seating for up to 200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call the number pictured there, 773-248-ROOF. Puig getting high fives in the dugout for his ability to hit that ball on the ground to the right side. But boy, I wouldn't want him to take any kind of a sacrificial approach on 3-1. It kind of looked like he was just trying to guide it that way.
So interesting. Beckett and Gonzalez now teammates here. Actually, 2 different stops, Boston and LA. Beckett was the number 2 overall pick in the '99 draft by the Florida Marlins. Gonzalez was the 1st overall pick in the following draft, 2000.
And Ricky Renteria had Gonzalez in the minor leagues as well. And, Beckett, Burnett, Gonzalez, Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera started as a shortstop, and Ricky said he had hands like Omar Vizquel. So he had great hands. He had, when they were talking about moving him back to third base there in Detroit, and he said, I had no issues, no concerns that he wouldn't be able to play at third base.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And we'll do it again.
Edwin kind of finding his velocity here. Started the game throwing 92. Now he's up to 95.
Cubs infield pulled in. Turner at third, 1 away, 2-2. Another foul by Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a longtime Padre first baseman, then traded away as Anthony Rizzo was going to be the guy, and then Rizzo was traded. Yonder Alonso became the guy. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's a big one for Jackson. 2 down in the inning. The infielders can now move back.
Gonzalez got a little greedy with that man on third base, willing to go out of the zone to try to drive it in. Big strikeout for Edwin Jackson.
Gonzalez has been traded 4 different times in his career. Traded by Florida to Texas in the Uget Urbina deal in July of '03. Texas to San Diego. And to Boston in the Rizzo deal. And now here to LA as Alcantara gets Ramirez. And we remain tied at 1 at the end of 3 from Los Angeles.
The official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds.
It's our buddy Fitz for the Tantrums.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Talked to Fitz the other day at Wrigley Field. They're playing Lollapalooza, or did. And we're here where that band is based. Maleka fouls off. One ball, 2 strikes. Maleka made his major league debut with Cincinnati in 2010. Another 1-2. Breaking ball low and away. Sherholtz next. We're in the 4th. Each team with a first inning tally.
Maleka was hitting .278, 10 home runs, 21 doubles down at AAA Iowa this year.
Set on the curve again. 3-2. Sinker is in for ball 4. Third walk by Beckett over his last 4 batters.
Join us for the 5th annual Boy Scout night on Tuesday, August 12th. Brewers are in town. First pitch 7:05. Boy Scouts and their families who purchase specially priced tickets through the Cubs special events page will participate in a post-game lap and receive a uniform patch. Tickets and details are only available through Cubs.com/special events. You can earn your "I went to the ball game" badge. You can help somebody cross Clark and Addison or something.
1-0 on Scherholtz. A runner on, nobody out. So Gordon Whitmire from the Sun-Times just tweeted that according to the Los Angeles Times, we got a big chunk of the catcher Butera. The rain last night was the first since the Weather Service has been keeping records that Los Angeles has ever had rain on August 2nd. So we witnessed history.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I don't know, local paper or something. Yeah.
You probably saw it in the LA Times. Butera really struggling as he limps out to the mound.
A.J. Ellis is their primary catcher. He's banged up.
Interesting, isn't it? Have you seen a catcher get hurt behind the plate and walk to the mound?
Well, he had to walk somewhere, so he figured he'd go out there and multitask, walk off the pane and chat with his pitcher a little bit. Yeah, he probably figured he'd take that walk rather than just roll around on the ground writhing in pain.
We wonder why there's not a lot of catching depth in organizations. Do you ever try to catch? Just when you were a kid?
Yeah, a little bit as a kid.
You could never stop blinking when the batter would swing. One of those things you got to get over pretty quickly if you're going to catch.
Yeah. And yeah, he's fighting it there. Why does the cup shot always elicit a smile from people? It's even part of like kids' movies now. Somebody gets kicked in the groin. It's a punchline. Literally.
Runner goes, line shot, going to be a double play. As Uribe will fire to Gonzalez. Paleka did what he was supposed to, and that is run. Tough luck for Scherholtz.
Yeah, and Ricky Renteria trying to get a little something going at the bottom of his batting order, trying to create some action. Scherholtz hit it hard, but unfortunately, right where Uribe was stationed.
Nate going through an 0 for 14 with that line out. Ball 1 to Baker. Sinker, swing and a miss, 1-2. Pitcher Jackson would hit next. He singled back in the third. Dodgers have been great against their own division. 32-18 against the West. They've been basically a 500 team against everybody else, including just 11-12 against the National League Central. So the unbalanced schedule has really helped out the Dodgers to this point.
Well, that's going to be interesting, right, going down the stretch between the Giants and the Dodgers, and get into the later stages of the season. Typically, you have a lot of games within your own division, and who can exploit, especially Arizona and Colorado, too. Really struggling ball clubs right now aren't likely to get a whole lot better.
Giants lead the season series 7-6 over the Dodgers, who are 10-4 against Arizona and 9-4 against the Rockies. 7-3 versus San Diego.
Well, it's a good year for California baseball. Oakland and the Angels, Dodgers and the Giants.
Deep left field, Ethier will make the grab, and the inning is over. Midway in the fourth, it's 1-1.
Who's that? Mr. DeRocher. Miss Jane says he's a famous Dodger.
Yes, sir. He's so good, he coaches all the other Dodgers.
Well, doggy. I can't wait to meet Mr. DeRocher. Me too.
Good stuff. Hall of Famer Leo DeRocher. So this would have been between managerial stints in the early 60s. He never did manage the LA Dodgers. He managed the Brooklyn Dodgers for a long time, and the New York Giants, and then eventually the Cubs and Astros. Woo, doggy.
Wasn't known as the most affable guy, but have some redeeming qualities if you go on the Beverly Hillbillies.
2-0 on Matt Kemp. Now, didn't they do the home run derby at Wrigley Field here in L.A.?
I believe they did. Originally the televised show, Home Run Derby.
Line in the left for Matt Kemp.
RBI Baseball is back with all 30 MLB teams and 2014 players. Get the retro 2-button style baseball game you've been missing. Visit RBIGame.com for more details and download today on your console and mobile device.
Yeah, William Wrigley Jr. owned the Los Angeles Angels of the Pacific Coast League. So Wrigley Field was built here in LA in 1925. I believe the ballpark in Chicago was renamed Wrigley Field in 1926. So there you have it. Officially 27 became known as Wrigley Field and has remained that to this day. Weekman Park, Cubs Park, Wrigley Field. Dodgers played an exhibition series against the Red Sox a few years ago at the Coliseum.
Yeah, that's the Dodgers played there when they first moved out west. That's what I was trying to remember, if that home run derby show was at the LA Wrigley Field or the Coliseum.
I think it was Wrigley Field,
because they had one of those places had a real short porch.
Yeah, the Coliseum left field.
That was Coliseum, because Wally Moon, the left-handed hitter, used to flip the ball into the seats there and call them moon shots.
Foot-high screens in left were erected. Ford Frick, the commissioner, then actually told the Dodgers they had to put up those screens. Strike 3 call to Ethier. 3 for Jackson, 1 away here in the 4th.
Snyder, Ernie, Mickey, Aaron, Killebrew, Willie, and Eddie Matthews in there.
That's when the skinny ties first were in vogue. Now they're back.
It's like a Madman era, right?
And it was an empty ballpark, right? I don't think they had any fans.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just for television.
Went out there with a little camera crew.
Good stuff. I'm guessing that shot right there brings back a lot of memories.
Jackie Jensen with Ernie Banks.
Old Cub fans remember that. Tie here in the 4th. Rubber match. Cubs a winner Friday night. The Dodgers in extras last evening. Kemp takes off, loses his helmet. Baker's throw is not going to get him, even if on the money.
Kemp was just 5 out of 10, excuse me, prior to that attempt. And as Baker came out of his crouch, I thought he was going to throw him out, but it looked like he just didn't get the handle on the ball. Funky there. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Now Kemp in some discomfort, it appears. Boy, you watch Kemp and Puig and Crawford. I mean, it's kind of a daily thing, I'm sure, for Don Mattingly. Who's healthy today? What you get with a veteran club.
Yeah, I'd put a chart up in the clubhouse. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel today, chart? Who's good to go?
3-1 to Uribe.
But
he's not old. He just plays so hard.
Yeah, throws his body around. But everybody this time of year, all the position players, just about everybody's got something going on.
Uribe thought he was going to get some heat. Got a breaking ball instead. 3-2.
In golf parlance, that was a good miss for Edwin.
Chopper as Valleca charges and gets the out. Kemp now third. So strange to see a ball hit to short. Starlin Castro doesn't field it, but he's getting a day off. Yeah, first time this season, and JD, I looked it up, since 2011, Starlin has missed 7 games total.
Answers the bell. Yeah, he loves to play. When I was filling out my scorecard today, I had Valleca in the lineup, but then on the other page where I put my defensive positions in, just instinctively started to write Starlin's name. I said, no, not today.
Ball one on Drew Butera. I talked to Starlin. He said, I see both sides of it. He wanted to play today, but he gets it. It's a long haul. We're getting near the dog days of August. We're in August. And with the off day scheduled tomorrow, just made sense. Give him back to back.
My favorite Beverly Hillbillies line ever.
Yeah.
They were trying to chase Granny down, and she went running by the front of the house, and Jethro grabbed Ellie Mae by mistake, and Granny got away, and Jed said to Jethro, thanks to you, she got away. And Jethro said, you're welcome, Paul. That's great writing.
Milburn Drysdale, one of the characters.
He was great.
Beverly Hillbillies. Drysdale, I'm sure they're
a little
Dodger fan.
Ode to Don, yeah.
Granny, Grand Slam. Come on.
Yeah.
Here's a pitch. Bounced foul toward third.
Drew Butera has to decide how aggressive he wants to be here. With a man on third base, 2 outs, pitcher on deck. Normally, the 8-hole hitter, you're willing to go out of the zone to try to drive that run in, but start flailing away something way out of the strike zone, you're not going to do anything anyway.
Swing and a miss. Speaking of the dog days, as we listen to the Monkeys going to break, there's a big Dodger fan.
don't you try and hit it over the center field fence?
Gotcha.
Great stuff. More Leo DeRocher. That was UCLA's ballpark, now called Jackie Robinson Stadium.
That was before PEDs. Imagine Herman were juicing. My goodness.
1-1 to Jackson. Hit to deep center. Puig going after it, and it's going to be right at the wall. Jackson to second, and he's going to make it standing. He's 2 for 2. He's going back to his days as a minor league position player in the Dodger organization.
Yeah, he's trying to let the Dodgers know, you should have let me continue to play the outfield. Look at the way I swing the bat. Kyle Hendricks had 2 hits here the other night, and Jackson single double now in his 2 trips.
Again, Puig played that perfectly, even though he really had no shot at Jackson. There's Coughlin. The pitch fouled back. Looks like Anthony Rizzo with all those muscles running over people.
You know, the Munsters only lasted for a couple of years, 2 seasons, 36 episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Hey, stop picking on our pitcher out there. Ramirez shading up the middle with Coughlin hitting, and allows them to keep a close watch on Jackson. Not that he's going anywhere, but tighten up his secondary a little bit.
Got some action in the home bullpen as Beckett has surpassed the 90 pitch mark. That's left-hander Paco Rodriguez. One in the 5th. Fly ball out in the deep left center, way back, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Chris Coughlin, and the Cubs lead 3-1.
Man, how about Chris Coughlin? That's homer number 6 for Coughlin. Doubled and scored first time up. Hit the ball hard to center last time, and now he just hits one into the seats. It was left center. The ball carries better here in the daytime, especially on a hot, humid day like today, but still, that's an impressive swing of the bat.
Broken bat, line drive, base hit. Alcantara is aboard. 3 straight hits to start the 5th.
Long-time pitching coach Rick Honeycutt on the phone with the bullpen. Off the end of the bat, not a bad pitch. Alcantara with a solid single to right. And they do the dance, the bye time for Paco Rodriguez dance, and here comes Mattingly. Beckett checking to see who's got second base, even though he knows he's likely coming out of the game. Hoping that's not the case, but it will be.
So double switch time as Carl Crawford will come into the game in left. And left-hander Paco Rodriguez will do the pitching. 3-1 Cubs on the Coughlin homer.
Strike.
Former Cubs A. Johnstone, a nice cameo in Naked Gun. It was the Angels, but they filmed it here at Dodger Stadium. Carl Crawford, he's now playing left as Paco Rodriguez takes over on the mound for L.A.
Paco spent more time down at AAA this year than the big leagues. 12 appearances here. Gets to a 5.40 ERA. It's 8 1/3 innings, 10 hits. 76 appearances for the Dodgers last year, and he was good. 2.32 ERA. That funky delivery. You'll see what I'm talking about here momentarily. Maybe.
Eventually we will, yeah. Alcantara just singled after the Coughlin 2-run blast.
He throws a lot of sliders and cutters. So featured 2-seam fastball, and once in a great while a 4-seamer.
He debuted the same year he was drafted, 2012, out of Florida.
He's kind of like an archer the way he draws his hand back. Kind of presents the ball and then goes.
Cubs leading 3-1. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Beckett watches as Rizzo bounces foul. Clouds have really taken over now. Slight breeze blowing straight out. Here in the ravine, Chavez ravine. One and two to Rizzo. And they got Alcantara 1-3-6.
Well, the running game hasn't worked out for the Cubs today. Tried a hit and run earlier, turned into a double play here. Alcantara goes on first move. Unfortunately for him, Paco Rodriguez's first move was the first base. And then just a matter of execution. And the Dodgers able to throw him out.
Ramirez will pick this one up. Just like that, 2 gone in the inning. I'll bring up Balbuena, who has struck out and walked. Interesting comments from Freddie Gonzalez, the Braves manager, to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. I guess Andrelton Simmons was not available to the media, or did not make himself available after their extra inning loss in San Diego last night. Gonzalez said he takes losses hard, but that's something he needs to get better at, to be accountable for whatever. We're dealing with a young man who takes losses hard, but he needs to. Said, it's easy to stand at your locker when you're 4 for 4 and you just finished winning the game. It's hard sometimes, but it's a learning process. He says he's going to talk to his team. So I don't like hearing that guys are not available. It's one thing Ricky Renteria's talked to his players about.
Right.
He is a part of the gig here.
Well, and plus, you preach in this game that it's an everyday grind. There's highs and lows, and you gotta, don't get too high when you're winning. You don't get too low when you're losing. So, to be so crestfallen after a tough loss or a bad performance that you can't address it with the media, that speaks to a guy who's, probably needs to smooth things out a little bit in his approach. It's had a hard time extending his outings lately, and that's got to be of concern to Don Mattingly.
Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. But Coughlin with a go-ahead 2-run homer, and it's now 3-1 Cubs in the 5th.
believe it.
Got Koufax involved.
Mr. Ed inside the park, home run off of Koufax.
It was a spring training game, so it did not officially count in the regular season stats.
How would you like to have to block the plate on Mr. Ed?
Jackson with a 3-1 lead as he works the 5th inning. Carl Crawford with his first at bat today just came in as part of a double switch, and he flies to Coughlin, who gave the Cubs the lead.
Second baseman number 10, Justin Turner.
Edwins pitched around a fair bit of traffic. He has not yet had a 1-2-3 inning. Story of this game so far, from his point of view, is getting out of that jam in the first. Bases loaded, nobody out. They only get one.
We are not going to show the Curb Your Enthusiasm scene from the classic episode. But if you've seen it, you remember Larry tried to hire somebody to go to the game with him because there was so much traffic. He wanted to get in the HOV.
Yeah,
it was pretty
good.
And a strike to Turner. 2 hits and a run. Each team was 6 hits today. A nice series win against a first place team. And the Cubs play a struggling Rockies club in Denver. Deep to left. Coughlin makes a grab on the move. Well, it's not Mr. Ed swinging the bat, but Turner gave it a ride.
Well, yeah, and Turner's been so right field centric in this series. I thought they might try to pitch him in, and he was ready. Turned on that fastball and gave it a pretty good ride, but a good jump by Coughlin out there and left. Good read. Off the bat, I thought that's 2 bases for Turner, but nope. Hang with him. Lucas hit the ball on the ground twice today. Infield hit to third, ground out to second. That advanced Turner to third, but he was stranded there. That was back in the third. He hits the ball on the ground a lot. To Puig, swing and a miss, 1-2. Way off the plate. Not able to reach that one.
Swing and a miss to end the inning.
Last night there were fans with tote bags on here. That inspired my partner to go all unknown comic on me. What do you got?
I used to wear a vacuum cleaner bag, but that sucked. Coughlin stays hot. Josh Beckett removed after 4+ as the Cubs lead 3-1. Flo and Eddie, yeah, the Turtles, great song. Start something special with great leases and low financing on a new Honda. Visit shophonda.com or visit your local Honda dealer. Eleanor, gee, I think you're swell. You're my pride and joy, etc. Lefty versus lefty. Rodriguez to Sweeney, who fouls.
It's interesting because that song has a little Eleanor Rigby-esque sound to it too.
Sure. Same era. One and two.
So anyway, I was mentioning before we broke there maybe an inning ago about Don Mattingly and his concerns with his pitching stuff. So Dan Herron, who pitched here Friday, is really struggling. He had a 9-something ERA in July. Josh Beckett has not been able to go beyond 5 innings in his last 5 starts. They're really good, 1, 2, 3, but there are some depth issues here.
More on that in a second. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN.
Shortstop number 4, Chris Malika.
Back here in Los Angeles, Cubs go for a series victory. Just won 3 out of 4 at Wrigley Field against the Rockies. Chance to take 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers. Bounce back to Rodriguez. 2 outs. Yeah, I mean, they're very top heavy in their rotation, but you need more than 2 starters when you get to October.
And I think they're pretty well set with Ryu at number 3. Obviously, Greinke and Kershaw. I don't think there's a better duo, certainly not in the National League. And Paul Maholm was a guy that they might have been able to slot in there, but he blew out his knee the other day. He's done.
Sherholtz has struck out and lined into a double play, and a breaking ball's in for a strike. Now 1-1. Michael Brantley, game-ending home run for the Indians, 4-3 over Texas in the 12th inning today. Indians had been 2-51 when trailing after 8, but they tied it with 2 in the 9th and won it in the 12th. I can't wait to hear Tom Hamilton's call. Good friend Tom Hamilton, man, the game-ending home run calls.
Swing and a drive. He gets there.
Oh yeah.
Yu Darvish started for the Rangers today. He was good. No decision, 7 innings, 1 run. Not a lot has gone right for the Rangers this year, but he's continued to pitch at a very high level.
Mentioned the Tigers a winner, 4-0 over the Rockies. Same score in D.C. as the Nationals blank the Phillies behind Steven Strasburg. 10 strikeouts over his 7 innings.
It's Cole Hamels for the Phillies today.
Two on Sherholtz.
Well, Hamels was really good too. Allowed just 1 run. It was unearned in 7 innings of work.
Orioles 1, Mariners 0. That is a final from Baltimore.
Carlos Villanueva part of the mix last night out of the Cubs bullpen. 1 pitch worth. We got a big out.
Swinging bunt. It'll be picked up by Butero. And that will end the inning as the Cubs go in order. 1, 2, 3. We're in the 6th in LA. It's 3-1 Cubs. There's a drive. Deep right field. Rios back. Gone! A game winner for Michael Brantley. His 16th home run of the season. And the Indians win it in 12 innings by a final score of 4-3. The Brantley game winner from Cleveland today. By the way, the Orioles, first time since they moved from St. Louis to Baltimore in 1954 that they won a game 1-0 on a leadoff home run. It was Nick Markakis today.
Led off the ball game with a home run.
Bottom of the first.
Bottom of the first,
yeah.
And that was it. Wow.
Only run.
Wow.
Gonzalez to lead it off. And he sends one down along the left field line. It's twisting. It's foul. Look out there, Mr. Security.
Well, the security guys got tangled up with Chris Coughlin last night. And take a look at the East. The Orioles 3.5 better than the Jays. Yankees still in the mix. Rays with a long shot. Red Sox retooling.
Rays lost today 7-5 at home against the Angels. We had a power outage at the Trop. 19 minutes they were delayed in the third inning. Lightning struck a substation nearby.
So it's Michael Brantley.
Steven Stamkos, by the way, was real lightning. NHL fans will get that reference. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I'm saying Michael Brantley has the 4th highest WAR in the American League.
Really? I didn't know that. I knew he was having a really good year. Gonzalez flies out. So it's not fair to say that the Brewers Indians deal, CC Sabathia, that the Indians got nothing in return. Because Brantley is now becoming the guy they thought he would be.
Yeah. 897 OPS. That's 7th best in the American League. Fourth in the league in batting average.
And he was actually a player to be named later in that trade that certainly helped propel Milwaukee to the playoffs in 08. Rizzo the catch in foul ground, and Andy Ramirez is out and taking a very slow walk back to the dugout.
Number 27, Matt Kemp.
That's slower than Lou Piniella going to the mound to make a pitching change.
So Rob Bryson, Zach Jackson, Matt Laporta, and eventually Michael Brantley ended up in Cleveland for Sabathia. Fastball a little bit high on Kemp. 2 outs, nobody on. Cubs leading by 2. A slider, 1-1.
Jackson has now retired 8 in a row.
Carlos Villanueva's up in the Cubs bullpen through 1 pitch in the ball game last night. Into his motion, the pitch. Deep left center. Kemp has done it again. Matt Kemp has now homered 5 times this week, 6 games. He wants to win the Player of the Week.
Look at the bubble machine going in the Dodger dugout. It's a fairly fat fastball. He's better down than up where he can use his leverage. Down below the knees a little bit tougher, but that kind of, a few inches above the knees over the heart of the plate. That's a sweet spot for Matt Kemp.
Scott Van Slyke for the pitcher Rodriguez. Old foul out of play.
Got a little lazy with that slider.
One-run ball game, 3-2 here in the 6th. Good job by the lefty Rodriguez. 2 scoreless innings on 2 strikeouts, no hits. Sinking fastball just missed. 1-2. J.P. Howell. And it's like a big guy, 6'5", 250.
Dad, longtime big leaguer Andy Van Slyke. Andy was tall, but not as thick as his son. He's a left-handed hitter and a heck of a center fielder. Scott's got power. 9 home runs and 150 at bats. Slugging percentage up over 500.
0-2 start. Now it's full after 3 misses by Edwin. Uribe on deck. Well, the storylines going into this series, the Dodgers score a lot, don't hit a lot of home runs, but they have so far, especially the last 2 days. Van Slyke takes a call third. Kemp goes deep. Some no doubt to break. Cubs leading by a run after 6. He dances like you, JD.
He's got the moves right there. Look at this.
foam fingers. A big, good look for that youngster. There's J.P. Howell, southpaw. 3-2 Cubs in the 7th.
A good one. ERA of 1.19 on for the 51st time. Tough to hit. You see that 153 batting average, a whip below 1. It's really, really good. He does walk a fair number of guys, but he doesn't give up many hits. A lot of breaking stuff, not a hard thrower. Jackson out on deck. May or may not take the at bat, but I assume he will not pitch the 7th inning. Throwing a lot of pitches. It's a hot day. He's been running the bases.
Shallow left center. The bobble and the catch by Ramirez. So he stayed with it, made the grab.
That wasn't in the air all that long. Long way to go and not a long time to get there. Great concentration over the shoulder. A little white, but he's able to secure it.
Indeed, with the Jerry Reed reference. I don't know if that was by design or not. Was it?
Yeah, it was a little.
I like it.
A little paraphrase.
So Edwin Jackson done for the day. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody. Struck out 6. And now we'll leave it up to the bullpen as Justin Ruggiano will bat for him.
Good day's work. Under a lot of pressure early. Worked his way out of it. And contributing with the bat as well.
Swing and a miss on a curveball.
Nice for Edwin to get rewarded with a W here this afternoon, but plenty of work yet to be done.
Changeup misses outside and low. Rifled into the gap. Crawford over quickly. He'll pick it up. Ruggiano towards second. He's in with a pinch hit double. 9 spot's been good for the Cubs. Jackson went 2 for 2. And Ruggiano with a base hit. The story today for the Cubs is Jackson on the mound.
Yeah, let's take a look back at his day. 6 strikeouts. Gonzalez expanded the zone with a paint fastball to get that one. Didn't walk anybody today. Good solid effort.
And here's the guy you want at the plate with a man in scoring position, Chris Coghlan. A double. The out he made, he lined hard to center and then hit a go-ahead 2-run homer. So that gives him 11 hits over his last 6 games. Fastball misses outside for ball 1.
Howell tough on both right and left-handed hitters. The changeup really good against the righties. And the breaking stuff can be bewildering. Again, he's not a hard thrower. Fastball 86, 87 maybe.
Kind of a funky sinker. 2-0. And he fakes towards second just to keep an eye on Ruggiano. Alcantara The switch hitter is on deck from the right side. Ball 4.
Coming to the plate, second baseman, number 7, Arismendi Alcantara.
So Eric Hinsky will take the batting gloves. Low for a ball. 5 straight bad ones from Howell. Beckett 4+, gave up 3 runs. Rodriguez 2 scoreless. Now Howell. Jackson 6 for the Cubs, and they'll go into their bullpen in the bottom of this inning. Villanueva just watches, hoping for a little more of a cushion. 2-0.
Sit on one. Get a cripple fastball, take a whack at it. That thing, yeah, that's funky. That's almost like a screwball. That's his sinker. That's his fastball. But tremendous drop on it.
Two. Turns it over. Yeah. Good call. The Scroogey, Fernando Valenzuela. To that pitch. He's a couple of doors down to our left. Dodgers Spanish radio. Good take. 3-2 on Alcantara. We'll see if the runners will be on the move here. Luciano at second, Coughlin's at first. Slightly distracted by the excessive lace on the glove of the pitcher Howell. Look at the laces.
And what's that all about?
Needs a trim. Three-two. Bounced foul. You know how you know you're a big deal?
No.
If somebody says your name and puts the word mania behind it. And that guy was a huge deal.
Yeah, Fernando Mania when he first broke in with the Dodgers. 8 shutouts, I think, his rookie year. Well, last year it was Puig Mania. Let's not forget Feldmania.
He went the distance today for the Astros. I think you coined that.
Yeah, well, it just rolls off the tongue with Feldmania, and he was so good early on. It's kind of fun. When the Dodgers would come to Houston and Fernando was scheduled to pitch, they'd come by the busloads up from Monterey. He was a big deal not only here but everywhere he went.
Good battle here. Howell and Alcantara with 2 on. Big leg kick in the pitch. Chopped to short. They get 1. And that's it. They'll be at the corners here as Turner and Coughlin have to get up at second base.
Alcantara's speed keeps the inning alive for Rizzo. The partisans here thought it was a double play, but it really wasn't that difficult to call down at first base. Clearly safe was Alcantara. Turner appeared to be in a little bit of pain there after the hit from Coughlin. Didn't really interrupt his turn.
Rizzo's been on twice, a double and a walk.
Just missed that one. The double drove in the Cubs' first run in the first. Fernando Valenzuela, his first full year in the big leagues, his rookie year, 1981. 8 shutouts, 11 complete games, 2.48 ERA. At the age of 20.
As Jim Gantner called him, Fernando Venezuela.
Yeah, he could hit a little bit too.
Yeah, career 200 hitter with 10 home runs.
Won the Cy Young Award that year. His rookie year.
Center and caught by Crawford. Actually, I think Gumby was referring to Fernando Vina. He got Venezuela and Vina together, calling Venezuela. 3-2 in the 7th.
Welcome back. That's our fan cam. That's Beck. The song is called Girl by Beck. It's just nothing, no adjectives or anything. Just Beck, Girl.
Beck is really good.
I think I saw Beck. Was he on SNL maybe last night? He had a weird hat on.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
I didn't watch his show, but
sang kind of a real funky song.
Not
anyway.
giving me much, but yeah,
No,
they probably have been.
Yeah.
There's Carlos Villanueva.
Yeah, one pitch, one out last night for Carlos in that 12-inning affair. 4 and 6, 546 now. Cubs bullpen with a job to do. Boy, they've been really good lately. Last 7 days, a 147 ERA for this pen.
You did see Beck, but that it was Saturday night. Kind of live
rerun. Yeah, they wouldn't do. They don't do that this time of year live.
So you know Beck. You saw him last night.
Saw him last night. Yeah. B-E-K.
What's that?
B-E-K. Beck.
Well, there is a C in there, but
not according to Quig's little Wikipedia over here.
Well, I mean, his stage name has a C.
Oh. He Americanized it. Maybe there's another Beck.
Uribe sends a towering fly to right center. Sweeney looks at Sherholtz and says, I'll take it.
Number 31.
Yeah, you're correct. His birth name is Beck with no C, but B-E-C-K is the stage name. And now it is Butera, the catcher. Cubs leading by a run, 3-2 here in the 7th. Hooked into the left field corner, fair, and it'll bounce right out of play. Automatic double. Light hitting catcher Butera.
Yeah, and absolutely no more for his work behind the plate than at home plate, but two really good swings here today. This is his second double. It's a fastball up above the belt over the heart of the plate.
Here's Crawford. He's in the 9 spot. They started the game on the bench. Came in as part of a double switch in the 5th inning to play left. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
Taking a lot of ugly swings in this series. Not seeing that ball well at all. Good breaking pitch for Villanueva.
Fastball away. Tying run now in scoring position with 1 out in the 7th.
Offered nothing for his last 13 at bats.
Caught by Rizzo, throw to second, out there. A double play to end the inning. Rizzo leaping and making the catch, and wondering if Don Mattingly might come out. I don't see him. What a play by Rizzo. The inning is over. Still 3-2 Cubs. Anthony Rizzo to go up and get that rocket hit by Carl Crawford, and he not only made the catch, he turned it into 2.
Able to recover quickly enough and fire a bullet over there to second base. It's a beautiful thing. You know, he flew out the left to end the inning with man in scoring position. Probably a little frustrated about that, but he just saved the Cubs a run. And who knows, maybe more. Brandon League, veteran right-hander, sinker baller, extreme ground ball pitcher, 2-2, 194 the ERA for League. It was fun when he was with Toronto, and they also had Dave Bush, and they would show up in the box score as Bush League, one after the other.
Valbuena to start it. Sweeney and Valleca also due. Sinkers outside.
Schlitter, Strop, Wright, Grimm, Parker all worked last night, as well as Villanueva. Not sure on availability. Grimm and Parker have worked back-to-back days.
Rough one for the White Sox today. They're trailing the Twins 16-3 in the bottom of the 9th. Minnie with 23 hits. Danny Santana's 5 for 6. Sox have committed 3 errors. 3-0 to Valbuena. There's Strop. All the bullpen. Jose Quintana went 5 innings, gave up 1 earned run. 1, 2, 3, 5 White Sox relievers have allowed at least 2 runs each. And that one is Valbuena takes a leadoff walk.
Interesting day for Valbuena. 2 pair walks and strikeouts. Mattingly clearly frustrated with that leadoff walk here.
This series practicing to be a wrestling referee.
Yeah, pounding the mat. The series with the Cubs, the only one they have against a team with a sub-500 record from the start of the second half until August 8th, maybe. I'll look it up here. Well, not until they get San Diego on August 19th. You got the Angels, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Milwaukee again, and then finally the Pods. Cubs are in a stretch of 33 games in 34 days. The off day comes tomorrow. League can't find the zone. Drew Butera out. Talk it over with them, and if you wanted to speed up games, this would be one thing you could stop. And I don't blame Butera. That's just good catching and trying to get his guy back on track. But there's been a lot of talk in baseball over the last few years about pace of play. That's one thing you could do to move it along. No visits to the mound unless you're going to pull the pitcher.
League has thrown 7 pitches in this inning, and not one has found the zone. 3-0.
Didn't have to be.
He walked him. Back to start the inning.
Honeycutt will head on out to the mound, see if he can figure something out. Nobody's up in the Dodger bullpen right now. Now, League's the kind of guy, if you were in this situation, you'd bring out of the bullpen with runners on first and second, nobody out, because of all the ground balls he gets.
Perez will grab a ball in the Dodger pen. Leica getting the start for Castro at short. Corner men in, back up the middle, double play depth. Throw goes to second, so designed play, and Valbuena able to read it pretty easily. Boy, I hate to give League an out here when you can't find the zone. 10 pitches, 9 balls.
Yeah, I think the bunt here is more of a defensive play than anything, for fear of hitting into the double play. But so if you're Christopher Leica, you really got to make sure you get a strike, though. I'd be tempted to have him take here. Yeah,
missed badly. 3-0.
Boy, he's doing him a huge favor, because that put Renfroe in a little bit of a prickly situation, because you don't want to give away any outs, but you're afraid of the double play. League's ground ball rate this year is it's absurd. It's like 72% of the balls put in play off League this year on the ground.
Ball 4, he's walked and loaded. Valbuena, Sweeney, Valleca all walking to set it up for Nate Scherholz.
And it's interesting because Mattingly's in a bit of a pickle himself in that, as I mentioned, if this wasn't his mess that had been created, he'd be the guy you'd want to bring out of the bullpen to try to
get a ground ball,
get out of this mess. Yeah. So, you know, if he becomes the guy he's been all year and is able to throw that sinker over the plate, they got a fighting chance.
Loaded with nobody out. Infield in, and Scherholz swings away and fouls. Dodgers had him loaded with no outs in the bottom of the first and could only get one.
Try to stay inside the ball, get that low ball in the air.
League with the pitch. Outside. 1-1. Nate now trying to snap an 0 for 15. A real tough go for him. Average down to 193. It's sitting pretty here with the bases loaded. Bounce to first. Gonzalez gets one. That's it. Fielder's choice. 3-2. Still loaded, one away.
Early in the ball game, you might think about trying to turn 2 there, but down a run in the 8th, it's a no-brainer. Come home, cut that run off.
Baker with Starlin Castro now on deck. The pinch hit. He was an all-star in 2011. Experience as a closer in his career. That year he saved 37 for Seattle. Is 1-0. Low again.
Good job by Baker. This is loaded. You're hoping to inflict some damage, drive in a run or two, but you don't want to offer it that pitch moving down below the knees.
Good pass at that fastball.
That's good AB at work. I mean, he didn't get it, but that's exactly what you're trying to do. Spit on the pitcher's pitches, force him up in the zone, take a good whack at it.
Another one on the ground, foul, wide of first. 20 pitches, only 5 strikes in this inning for Brandon Lee. Two. Only going to be able to get one. So Baker hit it softly enough. The Dodgers could not even think about 2. Sweeney scores. And a key insurance run, 4-2 on the RBI ground out.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Dodgers decided to play the infield at double play depth there. If they got the infield in, they're going to get the out at home. Decided to play it back, tried to get 2 to get out of the inning. And the fact that Baker doesn't hit this ball all that sharply brings home a run.
Attention, please, for the Cubs. Pitch hitting, number 13, Starlin Castro.
Well, Starlin still could play in every game this year. Just didn't start today. For 4 with 3 strikeouts, very limited pinch hitting duty.
Well, going to get his money's worth. Don't strain your back.
Yeah. Tweaked something there on that swing, no doubt. See, one of the issues for a guy like Starlin to do this is just that he doesn't do it very often. I'm sure kind of coming off the bench cold. Very awkward landing there. Base hit. Starlin Castro is going to knock in at least 1. Make it 2. Two-run single to make it a 4-run lead.
A great swing of the bat by Castro. A role he is not used to. You got to run Hunter down the first baseline, though, because you know this throw is going to come through the home plate, and you could probably get yourself into scoring position.
That'll be it for the league.
Caveat being, if it's his back that was bothering him that caused him to run so slowly.
Chris Perez will replace him. So the Cubs make league pay for the 3 walks. 6-2 in the 8th, and we'll be right back.
Scuffled a bit this year, 4.97 ERA. High walk count, 19 free passes in 38 innings.
Travis Wood's going to run for Castro, who had a long conversation with Cubs athletic training staff. Six to 2.
I guarantee there will be people in the local press here that will say, well, the Dodgers were looking past the Cubs because they got the Angels coming up next. And that's absurd.
Yeah, it's just baseball.
Right.
And any given day, any given weekend, a last place team can beat a first place team.
Beat them 7 out of 10 sometimes. That's why the baseball schedule is 162 games long. The length of the schedule is what creates the cream rising to the top phenomenon.
Walks. Boy, how about this inning? Only 1 hit. They've got 3 runs and a ton of base runners.
Second baseman number 7, Orioles.
League's sinker was just running all over the place.
Yeah, he couldn't recalibrate. We finally did. Castro whacked it into center field.
One and one. Perez with the pitch. 1-2.
Perez had a run as the closer for the Cleveland Indians, saved 23 games in 2010, 36 more in 11, 39 in 2012, 25 saves last year.
John by Alcantara just to fight off that one. Perez from Bradenton, Florida, at the University of Miami. Two-time All-Star. And he got him. That will end the inning. It's 6-2 after the Cubs add 3-2 on the Castro hit. To you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Ford, manufacturers of America's best-selling brand. Check out our best-selling lineup at your local Ford store or online at localfordstores.com. And by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Pedro Strop working with a 4-run lead here in the 8th inning.
6 from Jackson today. He allowed 2. Carlos Villanueva, scoreless inning of work, and now Strop on for the 43rd time to deal with the top of the order.
Fastball in there on Turner. Very overcast all of a sudden. Skies have got pretty dark here over the last 20 minutes or so, but the lights have been on since early on as Turner just got hit on a fastball at 96.
Center fielder number 66.
He gets a lot of run on his two-seam fastball. If he opens up, flies open at least a little bit, it's really going to take off on him.
That'll bring up Puig. Infield hit in the first, ground out in the third, a strikeout in the fifth. Slider, ball one.
One of those situations where the 8th inning today may be more difficult than the 9th, given where the Dodgers are in the batting order.
Cut and a miss on a fastball. Clocking it at 95. It's Gonzalez on deck. Off the end of the bat, that's trouble. Fair. Little lob wedge single as Turner will make third, and the Dodgers down 4, rallying here in the 8th.
Right off the end of the bat it goes, and we couldn't have thrown it out there any better. This time Turner gets a good read, off he goes. He's going to make it all the way to third. Not that significant in a 4-run game. A hit batter and a little flare, and the Dodgers making some noise here in the bottom of the 8th.
On a hit batter and that bloop single.
Now 3 very dangerous hitters to follow.
They'll just get outs here. With your stroke, you just kind of try to block Turner out of your mind. Easier said than done, I guess. One strike on Gonzalez. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Yeah, he wants to do something heroic. Saw him strike out earlier in the ball game with a man on third base. Went well out of the strike zone to try to get a run home.
Alcantara flags it down. Low throw. Nice play. Valleca safe at first. Did Gonzalez beat it, or did Rizzo pull his foot off? I thought the throw was in time. At any rate, a run in at 6-3. This play by the middle infielders just to get one.
Yeah, a little bit of a risky play here, making this throw back across his body. And Valleca, the short hop pick. As you said, Strope's mission is to make sure you get out. So that's the same thing for the guys in the field. So Alcantara, he got his man at second base, but certainly some risk involved there. He probably didn't need to take.
So what's left is Gonzalez at first, one away. And the tying run on deck. Ramirez a strike. He won the game in the 12th last night with a home run. Broke his bat on a bouncer to Valenca. He'll step on second, throw to first. That's the inning. Pedro Strop gets Ramirez to hit into a 6-3 double play, and they only get one. 6-3. Produced by Mark Brady. Skip Ellison, our director. Doug Stanton, our associate producer. Christina Ballas, our studio coordinator, back at our WGN studios in Chicago. Bob Vorwald, our executive producer. And great job by Lee Gamble this weekend with all the LA tunes. Ninth inning, a 3-run Cub lead. Hit hard on the ground, foul.
Well, that run makes it a safe situation right now. 3-run lead for the Cubs. Victor Rondon likely would have been in the ball game anyway. Appears like he's getting ready for the bottom of the ninth.
There's Hector. Braves have just tied the Padres, who had just taken the lead with a run in the 8th. The Braves answering back in the 9th, 3-3. Deep to center. Puig on the track, the leap, the catch.
Step or so shy of the wall. Puig leaves his feet to haul it in.
Valbuena has not put a ball in play. 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Diamondbacks beat the Pirates 3-2. Ninth inning run, and it was Andy Marte. The fielder's choice grounded to short. Tuffy Goswitch scoring the winning run. Off Mark Melanson. Valbuena deep to center. Puig back on this one. It's gone. Luis Valbuena makes it 7-3. Number 10.
Yeah, boy, he's been on a nice run here the last couple of weeks in the power department. It was 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And then that swing of the bat, and now it's a 4-run ball game. He'll go in there and tell Riz, hey, you got to be big and strong like me to go yard in center field here at Dodger Stadium.
So let's see, that is Valbuena's 5th home run his last 12 games. So half of his home runs have come over the last dozen contests. As Sweeney beats Perez, this time a single to the left.
Stepping to the plate, number 4, Chris Valenca.
Here's Valenca. A chance here for Edwin Jackson to get his first win in his last 8 starts.
Yeah, anxious moments there as he watched the Cubs try to hang on to a 1-run lead, but with these runs in the 8th and now 9th, more comfortable situation for Edwin as he waits out what he hopes will be win number 6 and just a second on the road this year.
You know, I was thinking 3 true outcomes when you mentioned walks and strikeouts for Valbuena, and I was thinking, well, he's got to hit a home run to complete
there you go,
that,
yeah.
and there he just did it. He's had an Adam Dunn type day today. Could have just been pitcher, catcher, and hitter for Valbuena.
Well, to a certain extent it was, because nobody could catch the ball that he did hit.
Right. Line and caught by Ramirez sort of first late.
Oh, that's the point you're making.
That's the point I'm making, is that, everything.
Yeah, nobody else was involved.
Defense was not needed.
Stepping to the plate, number 19, Nate.
Here's Sherholtz with 2 outs. Sweeney at first.
Wonder if there were any fireworks in the Pirates Diamondbacks game today. Andrew McCutchen was drilled in the back in the game yesterday in response to Paul Goldschmidt being hit by a pitch the night before. Goldschmidt had his hand broken. He's done for the year. Well, I don't know if he's done for the year, but he got a broken hand.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Kirk Gibson basically saying that.
The pitch that hit Goldschmidt, there was no intent, and it wasn't really that far off the plate.
McCutchen did come out of the game early today. Thought he had an oblique, maybe.
I mean, he just got dotted right in the middle of the back with a 95-mile-an-hour heater from Randall Delgado, who was immediately ejected.
Yeah, McCutchen was really upset. He did not like the way the Diamondbacks handled it. Three and one on Scherholz. Let's go back to Friday. I mean, it's off the plate, but not by a whole lot. And then that 95 right in the numbers. Talking to people today, you're going to get both sides, but I think intent has to matter a little bit. And
I do too. Unfortunately, Goldschmidt had his hand broken. I get the frustration. I get the fact that the Diamondbacks initially were angry, but I don't know that the response was justified.
Ball four.
But, you know, there are others say, hey, I don't care what your intent was. You hit our guy, we're going to hit your guy.
Well, the thing is, we used to live in the eye for an eye, you know, society, but a long time ago. And somebody mentioned on the either Twitter or the internet, if you get rear-ended by somebody, do you then run over their car? Accidents happen. I don't know. John Baker. As Kemp makes the catch, Balbuena with the home run, and the Cubs have a 4-run lead as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Walks and a home run. The Cubs also close to taking 2 of 3 from the NL West leaders and the team with the best record in the league. There's Hector Rondon in a non-save spot.
They want to protect this 4-run lead. 2 and 3, 3.35 the ERA for Rendon in 14 saves and 17 tries. Couple of double plays, a line drive double play with Villanueva out there, then the ground ball double play induced by Strop. So they got 6 outs combined with 16 pitches. D. Gordon is on deck. He'll hit the pitcher's spot.
How about Gordon batting behind Kemp here in the 9th inning?
That's why it was so important for the Cubs to add on, because in a 1-run game, anybody gets on base. Don Mattingly can run Gordon at that point, and you know, with his speed, he's going to work his way probably to third base and put a lot of pressure on the defense.
Good tight slider for strike one. That one got away. 1-1. Kemp's homer in the 6th did get the Dodgers within a run, but the Cubs were 3 in the 8th. Dodgers answered back. Cubs got one more here in the 9th. 97. Swing and a miss. Noted on the scoreboard, the Dodgers have not lost a game this year in which Kemp has hit a home run. Well, he's homered today, and they trail by 4 with 3 outs to go. Streak is in jeopardy. Swing and a miss on a slider. One away.
Slider can sometimes flatten out on Hector. This is a good one, boy. Good tilt on that one. That combined with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Tough combination.
Here's Gordon, the All-Star.
It's Gordon
against Rondon.
Rondon.
Rondon to first, 2 outs.
Gordon has such speed that he forces you to go more quickly than you even need to. I mean, obviously with him, sometimes you have to be aware of his speed and hurry things up. But even on a ball like that, when you can take a little time because of his speed, everybody tends to rush the play.
Uribe lines to left. Coghlan makes a catch. Cubs win. A quick 1-2-3 for Rondon in the 9th. The final score from Dodger Stadium. The Cubs 7, the Dodgers 3. We'll be back.